Hi, this is Berin Stevens, and in this video I want to talk about the correct way to hold the clarinet. I guess to start off with, we want to make sure our hands are in a natural, relaxed position, so that again, we kind of try to get this natural C shape, and then as we put it around the clarinet, we want to try to keep that shape as much as possible. And so we can usually do that pretty well. Now, as far as these holes here. Now we do have open holes on the soprano clarinet, and now if you have bass clarinet, you have keys like on saxophone, so you can keep that touching the keys. But on soprano clarinet, we do have to be able to clear these holes a little bit, and but the important thing is we don't pull the fingers way away as we move the fingers. You want to keep them within maybe about a ½ inch or so. If we don't move them enough, it's going to muffle the note a little bit. So we want to make sure we move it enough to clear the note, but yeah, we don't have to move way far, because that's going to massively slow down the technique down the road when you have to play faster stuff. And then as far as the fingers going on the holes, we want to make sure the pad of the fingers go on the holes. Now we don't want to squeeze too tight either, but just for this demonstration, one of my students called this the Cheerio test, where we push the fingers down, and then we should have complete circles, hopefully you can see that, on the pads of the fingers. Now we don't want to be, of course, overshooting, because if we overshoot, we might end up with the circle being on part of the crack here in the joint, and it can cause it to leak and thus squeak. We also, if we don't get it on far enough, we might only have a little bit on there, and that's going to cause leaks. But again, we don't need to overpress or squeeze to get that shape all the time. But we do want to make sure that we're getting the fingers to cover the holes correctly. And again, keeping the fingers in a natural curve. Now, as far as where to place the fingers, we start off with the thumb, and it covers this hole in the back. But we also need to be able to rock it onto this register key. We don't want to be doing any sliding or hopping type things, and of course sometimes we have to have both of them down. So you want to keep that in a natural position there. And then for covering these holes, it's fairly simple. We've got 3 holes here, and we got these 3 main fingers. So the first finger goes on the top hole, middle finger in the second hole, and third finger on the third hole. But one of the things that a lot of clarinet players tend to do is curl this pinky back. And so then when it comes time to start using these pinky keys, they're doing this motion, which again is going to slow things down. Also, a big thing is it tends to make the hand shift around, and then you can end up with squeaks. So yeah, you want to get used to keeping your pinky close to these keys, either hovering or maybe just slightly touching one of them. And then for the right hand, of course, yeah, the thumb goes underneath this thumb pad here. Now, for most people, they're fine with without using a neck strap or whatever. I think it helps to get one of these little rubber things that goes on there, because it helps spread out the weight a little bit. So if that thumb rest is kind of digging into your thumb some and it's a little uncomfortable, that can help. And then if you have smaller hands or semi-arthritic hands like I have, if I play for more than 5 minutes, I need to use a neck strap. And so some of them have this leather fob that can go around there. There's also some clarinets now have hooks for that. So if you're having any pain from the clarinet being on your thumb for a while, I strongly recommend getting a neck strap. Now, of course, as far as the hand's position, now what a lot of people will do is, to help kind of take some of the weight, is they'll bring their first finger down underneath and kind of hook it underneath that key there. Well, that can, for one thing, cause leaks and squeaks as we tap that. It's also putting the hand in kind of an awkward position. So we want to keep that natural curve going around there. And then, again, it's fairly simple as far as where the fingers go. First finger, first hole, middle finger, second hole, third finger, third hole. And once again, we have some pinky keys right here. So you want to make sure, like a lot of times touching this bottom front key is a good place to have it rest for now. But yeah, definitely don't have it back here and then there. When you do have to start using it, you're pulling the pinky back and forth. So there shouldn't be anything painful about playing the clarinet. If you do feel some pain, you're probably doing something wrong. You'll probably need to get some feedback from someone that can watch. There are always exceptions, but a lot of times the pain is caused because we're doing something wrong. So try to keep things natural as possible. Keep the wrist straight as well. We don't want to be doing weird angles with the wrist. Keep that relaxed. Big key to all of this stuff is just getting in the right position and keeping it relaxed, so we don't have extra tension and any discomfort from that. So hopefully that helps, and if you have any other questions about this, feel free to email me. But thanks for watching.